I love when people say that. I just feel so happy and free and confident enough to do anything. Remember that none of us have ever done what we're about to do at all, and we've never done it together, so we're all new, and the best thing we can do is approach with open-minded curiosity and a willingness to have fun and let go a little bit. Let's get out of our chair funks in case you've been sitting in a desk chair all day, especially getting our wrists really happy if you've been gripping a phone, a mouse, a computer all day, a keyboard. When you're ready to join me, my friends, I'm gonna meet you back on your mat, and just get comfy seated wherever you feel best. That could be in a position, I'm just muting everyone, bear with me. That could be in a position seated or kneeling. All right, let's get this started. I'm gonna come back to my mat, and I prefer to kneel, but you're welcome if kneeling doesn't suit you to try propping yourself up on a block or a pillow under the knees or under the buns, or you can just sit right down, however you feel really comfortable. We're gonna take a moment this morning to tune into our breaths and kind of get rid of the stagnant, stale energy from our morning workday. When you're ready, wherever you're seated, arms are rising up and overhead. Eye gaze may follow, and then the arms fall right back down. Try that again, breathing in as we lift our arms overhead. Pull this time down into bowl post arms, elbows down to shoulders, and then shine your heart towards me. Palms close, forearms close, tuck your chin to your chest. Rise arms back open and to the sky. Breathe in here, lift up through your side bodies. Exhale, goalpost arms. Now shine your heart forward and invite your elbows a bit more forward. Close the forearms, tuck your chin to your chest, take a little bow to your practice that is beginning. One more round like that. Breathe in. Breathe out with a big open mouth sigh. Elbows forward as chest rises. Exhale, close your forearms, bow down. I'm just gonna mute someone, stay right there. Rise back up with your arms all the way to the sky. And this time, land your fingertips behind your toes, if possible, on the floor. If you can't reach the floor, feel free to put some blocks or pillows behind you that you can press your fingertips into. Fingertips are a little sensitive. You can use fists. And we're lifting our hips just a tiny bit. Buns off the heels. Relax right back down. Let's try again a little bit higher this time. Breathe in and rise. Exhale, release right back down. Folding at the top of the next one. And see if you can lift your heart further away from your hips. Lift your throat and neck and feel comfortable dropping your head back. As long as you feel safe, open your throat, feel the vulnerability, embrace that. Exhale, release right back down. If your legs need a little stretch or a little squeeze, give that to them. And let's land in a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. From here, tuck all 10 toes under and just start to move side to side, front to back, so that we begin to feel all the different spaces in our hands, the left and right side of the bottom of our feet, moving around your knee joint. Keep moving through your tabletop. I'm just gonna mute someone. Breathing as you move. Let's take one more big breath-filled tabletop move. And then extend your right leg out to the side. Let's press it all the way out and reach as far forward as you can, like a big lazy cat. Reach out and see if you can bow your chest down towards the floor. Reach and lengthen. Exhale, ease your hips back. Softening through your right knee so we don't tend to hyperextend there. One more big breath in. Use sticky fingertips to pull yourself back forward. Hands back under shoulders and knee right back under hips. Same thing, left side. Bend your left leg out, soft knee. Stretch a little bit, move here and there, feels good. And then stretch out long through the arms, easing head back so that ears are between our elbows. And then give yourself another one of those big sighs. Breathe in, and then letting go of any stress and tension you don't need. Soften your left knee. One more breath through the outstretched leg. Come on back to the center. Hands come in first to support you. Left knee comes in, and then give yourself another roll around your tabletop to loosen up any tension or areas that have some sticky, stuck energy. Right toes tuck back on the mat and start to press through the heel, then press through the toes. So we ease ourselves back and forward, breathing in and out. And then feel free to make this really circular. So you can come around the corner, getting a good bottom of foot massage again, warming up our shoulders and warming up our wrists. Try to spread your webbing wide on all of the fingers. Thumbs far away from center of hand. When you're ready, yogis, take your right toes and elevate them. Push as long as you can and pull your belly in tight. Zip tie your navel to your spine. Cross your right toes outside your left pinky. And then look around your left shoulder. I'll show you from the front. Toes around and then crunch to the left side. Try to get soft in your elbows, soft in your heart, in your jaw. Lose any tension you don't need. Slowly come back to center. Sweep your right leg back again, toes lifted. Press long through the foot. Stretch your left arm out for us, long spinal balance. Can you cross-link shoulder and hip energy? Breathe in. Release everything down to the mat. Well done, yogis. Left toes stick straight back on the mat so we can push out through the bottom of our foot. Shift back into your heel. Shift forward through the toes and top of head. Shift back and forward. Connect this with your breath. Make it feel really good and easy going. If your fingers or your wrists get tired, you know that you can come to fists as we just did, or you can come to forearms. Finding stillness, crossing left toes over the right foot, and when you're ready, lengthen the top of your head to me, then tip over to crunch towards your big toe. Lots of breaths. When we get twisted up, it's a nice massage for our internal organs. It really assists our digestive system, but sometimes it makes it harder to breathe. So in these moments, we're gonna slow down and extend. One more breath. Coming all the way back to the center. Left foot pushes out long, right arm extends. If you're unable to reach forward, tap fingers down and extend just a little bit of the way. One more big breath in. Everybody coming to kneeling, if it's possible for you. Remember, you have the option to pad up, toes tucked or untucked. Arms rise high and watch my wrists. I'm gonna clasp my hands, they're called lover's hands. So we crisscross our wrists and clasp hands. It gives you a big shoulder stretch. Alternatively, if you don't like doing this, you can take your thumbs together and pull your fingers like you have butterfly wings apart overhead. Wherever you are, tip over to the right side after you've lifted. Come back to center. Tip to the left side. Lift long through your sides. Breathe in and breathe out. As you move here, if your shoulders are really giving you a lot of trouble, lessen the intensity. Bring the arms down or bring them to the shoulders, or you can even just hug your body. We're stretching out our sides. Last one each side here. All the way back up into the center. Inhale. Exhale to tabletop. Right back to where we were. Right leg extends again. Blade edge presses down, but this time walk your left hand out to the side and sweep your right arm all the way to the sky. However, you can make it really big and expansive. We're in gate pose. Fingertips, palms, or fists down here. Lift up through your right foot, press out long, and then stretch your right arm overhead. feeling as long as possible. Can you reach the side walls in your room? Now point your right toes and kick your heel back towards your buns. Try to hold on to the top of your right foot. It's okay to not progress in any of our poses. So today, I could stay right here the whole time. If I want to add on and it feels great, then go for it. One more big breath in. We're always going to slowly rewind our way out. Let's extend again. Flex your foot, push long. Right foot lands, right arm sweeps back down, and we're here in the center, tabletop. Give your hips a swish like a puppy dog tail. Try some cat-cows to really release any spinal tension. Exhale to begin in an angry cat back. Top of head towards the floor. Now really big inhale into the belly. Towards the floor as tail and top of head come to sky. Big exhalation here. Inhalation here. And let's take 2 more rounds of breath, but see if you can move your fingers out or back towards your toes, towards a new wrist stretch. You don't have to do them both at the same time. You can do one hand for one breath and the other hand for the other breath. Stay with this if it feels too good to leave. Otherwise, flipping fingertips back towards the top of your mat, back into tabletop, left toes extend out, right hand reaches to the side, and we sweep up for gate pose. Now, if you feel like you want another one of those big shoulder circles, it feels so invigorating, doesn't it? Go for it. Getting cozy if you'd like to move on. Left foot rises. And then the arm reaches overhead. I want to feel my left side body invigorate and enlighten. Looking wherever my neck feels really comfy. If I'm feeling open, I could look up towards the sky. Left heel may bend towards butt. Point your toes so you can try to grab the top of your foot here. And if you have it, you're going to peel your front body open. Remembering that there's never pressure to move on. Staying with the first option should feel amazing. Stay if you'd like to. One more big breath in. Slowly rewinding your movements. Left foot out, left arm overhead, left foot down, left arm down, and then swing right on around towards the front. Oh, anything your body needs. When you're done swishing through your tabletops, let's come all the way forward and down, a kneeling push-up towards the floor, and a Sphinx pose before we begin. Forearms come down. We begin to pull our chest through the window of our elbows. Activate the tops of your feet, pull your knees and thighs up off the ground. And then start to pull your elbows back towards your hips to feel really open in the front body. Last breath in Sphinx pose. Pressing back to child's pose, hands under shoulders. Hips ease back towards our heels and arms extend overhead with thumbs up. Now let's take a breath through our back bodies, yogis. See and feel your whole spine opening with breath. Your ribs opening. And if you feel great, bend your thumbs to the very back of your neck. Press elbows down and start to pull them back towards your hips for a nice back of arm stretch. If I can allow my head to fall more deeply, my elbows to pull back more, I'm gonna get not only the shoulders, but I might get armpits, feel that really opening in there. One more breath-filled pull back. In your time, extending arms overhead, placing palms flat and tucking toes to rise up into downward facing dog. But let's move slowly here. And since it's our first one, do some pedaling through the heels and knees. Do some shaking in your hips or your shoulders. Anything that your body would love to ease in here. And then I recommend bending your knees and pressing your sits bones up to the sky. Feels good on the back body, right? Send shins forward and thighs back. The bent knees make it really big in the stretching of the back thigh. One more big breath in. Lift your heels on this breath and tippy-toe walk all the way to the very top of your mat. Let's begin some sun salutations. If you have any props you'd like to use, like yoga blocks or books, you could have those on either side of your mat. When you're ready to rise, bend your knees and roll one vertebrae at a time up to standing. Inhale, arms lift overhead, extended mountain pose. Soften your knees, but pull your inner arches together so we're active in our thighs. Exhale, back to forward fold. Try again, yogis. Bend your knees and rise to sky. Hold on to your left wrist. Lift, lengthen, and then tip to the right side. Act as if you could glue your left foot down so you feel length and opening in the side body. Center breath in. Hold on to right wrist. Lift, tip to the left. Remembering to look wherever it feels good. So if you'd like a challenge, look up. Back to the center. Let's try the other side again. This time, step left foot over. Hold left wrist and make it a little bigger. All right, let's play around here. Eyes down, eyes up. Where does it feel good? Where is it a challenge? Push out of your comfort zone. Center, big bent knees, rise up. Right leg behind. Hold right wrist, tip over. And then do a little movement to find your favorite place to land for a breath. Center when you're ready. Arms rise high. They float wide and down a swan dive towards the floor. Lead with your chest and your throat. Bend your knees as much as possible. Forward fold. Halfway lift, fingers slide up the shins and extend the top of your head to meet. Release back down. Right leg steps straight back. A kneeling lunge. Knee, shin, and top of foot are flat. And then rock around a little bit side to side here. When you get into your kneeling lunge, feel your hips. Ease your hips back towards your right heel. Half split. And we place our arms wherever they're really light. Shift back forward, kneeling lunge. And pull your left leg back to child's pose. I like to bring both hands inside left toe. Pull back, and we're in child's pose. Revisit downward facing dog. Tuck toes, lift hips. This time, roll forward into plank position, shoulders over hips. Drop your knees if you'd like to. Tops of feet flat. Chest comes to elbows at the lowest. Chaturanga. To the floor we go. Lift from your back body. Chin tucked to chest. Lift up like you're being magnetized to the ceiling. Float your palms up. Baby cobra. Press back to child's pose, but give it a little wiggle or a sway on the way back. Feel good about your movements. Tuck toes, downward facing dog. Right leg rises. So your heel is pushing long away from your hip. Look in between your thumbs and crunch your right knee under your belly, up in between your thumbs if you can. If it needs a little help, grasp it forward. Land left knee, shin, and top of foot for a rolling, kneeling lunge. Just roll around the corners here. Feels pretty great, right? Elevate back leg. Really pop it lightly to the sky. Shift your weight forward. Land and forward fold. How slowly can you articulate your spine back to the sky? Do you feel somewhere that you could elongate when you get to the top? Exhale, forward fold. Rise again, yogis. Bend your knees, articulate your spine, lengthen out. A little fun on the lateral stretching. Tip to the right, bend your knees, swing your arms down to the center, and back up the right side. Bend your knees, tip left, swing down and back up. Let's go so fluidly, right? Smooth and luxuriously, left. Now listen, if your low back bothers you when you do this, do what I'm about to do and just bend your knees and swing your arms. Still very nice for getting rid of shoulder tension. Last one each way. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. Pause at the top, yogis. Palms come together. Down to heart center. And now dive forward to land back and fold. We can always use our legs to slide down if it's too tough. Halfway lift. Fingertips may just dangle from the floor or touch the shins. Re-forward fold. Left leg lunges back. It can be kneeling like we did before, or a high lunge this time. Arms rise up. With bent knees, we stay low and soft and send the arms back behind us, spreading wings. Inhale, lift wings to sky. Spread wings behind. Rise up. 2 more like this. Open your chest. Rise. Clasp hands now behind the low back. Spread your wings so big to the wall behind you. Opening your heart towards the sky. Rise back up with arms. Float down over the front leg. You have the half split that we did before, or with an elevated back knee, high pyramid pose. Now just feel free to move around a bit here. Swivel your hips forward and back. Feel your stretch. How can we get back to child's pose? I like to bring both of my hands inside my right toe and then sweep back to child's pose. Stay here if you love it, or follow me to downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank position, roll in. Ease your hips on down, chaturanga, pausing at the elbows if possible. Ease to the floor. So you know you have Sphinx pose, baby cobra, or up dog if you like it. Palms press, elbows straighten, knees and thighs lift. And again, we can move a little bit, finding freedom in our bodies. Back to child's pose. Downward facing dog. Take a second, yogis, and breathe length into the back body. Left leg rises, pressing long away from top of head. Look in between thumbs and crunch knee up to lunge. Remember where we were a moment ago? Would you like kneeling lunge or high lunge? Arms lift overhead no matter what. And let's spread our wings. Come on, back to open wings. All the way back up and forward. Like you're just throwing tension off your fingertips. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep and open chest. Inhale, rise. And as we get back again, hold the clasp behind your low back. Can you put your opposite thumb on top? Find whatever is habitual first, and then try to flip-flop them. It can be a real brain buster. Next breath in, arms rise. Option for kneeling, half splits as we've done before, or high, wide pyramid pose. Great time for blocks, isn't it? So if you had pillows or books or chair arms around you, whatever you have, you can rise up and use these accessories to make every pose more accessible. Last breath in your pyramid. Let's boost up through our back leg. Bend your front knee, get light, and spring forward if possible. Bend your knees, roll your body up to standing. Big breath in, right knee rises. If we're unable to lift our right knee, that's okay. We just lift our right heel, or we lift any degree possible. Here. Trying to step back as slowly as you can into lunge. Bend your left knee, press your right leg back. If we need to land hands here to help us, go for it. Otherwise, we're in lunge. Hold your lunge for a breath. Windmill back foot down and land in warrior two. Now let's check in with our shoulders where we hold a lot of tension. Flip our palms up, open our collarbones and clasp. Arms behind low back, right thumb on top this time. Warrior two, how does that feel? Open in the hips. Left knee out towards me.
Watch me, right?
Right arch is lifted and the blade edge is pushing down. Open your heart skywards and lift your left heel if you can. Tough posture. When we find toughness in a posture, we may focus on gritting and clenching. Where can you find freedom? Can you smile? Can you let go in your facial muscles? Arms spread back out. Hold your elevated warrior two. I'm going to mute someone. Stay right there. And when you can, land your left heel to fall into extended warrior two. Leaning towards the left, but still really light in left ribs. Right arm rises skywards. Can we find freedom in the left side? Are we still bending and pulling our left knees out? We find strength and freedom at the same time. It's quite tough, isn't it? One more big breath in. Top arm falls towards the floor, rises right back to sky. If this is too tough, too intense, make it smaller. We can even hold the head of our shoulder and draw circles with our elbows. One more big circle. Back to extended side angle, regular warrior two, and I challenge you to re-lift your heel. Left arm rises, sun warrior. I call it sun warrior because I'm desperate for some sunshine. It's a reverse warrior. Right arm falls, or it holds the ball of sunshine up in your hands. What a beautiful ball of energy, right? Wiggle through your left toes. Smile in your mind's eye. One more breath, yogis. On the exhalation, left heel melts. Arms fall. We spin the arms into cartwheel. Back toes turn in. We find lunge and then press back. You choose how. Child's pose, tabletop, downward facing dog, vinyasa flow with me if you'd like a little more. Exhale, release. Chaturanga. Scoop up for a back bend, a choose your own adventure back bend. Push back into downward facing dog. In your time, I'm gonna change it a little bit, yogis. Right leg rises high, breathe in. And then lift as high as possible. Lift up through your left foot and really poke your right leg up. Breathe into your belly here. Look outside your right pinky finger. Bend your right knee and peel your knee all the way towards your right pinky finger. If you got stuck, that's okay. Grab your ankle and help it through. You're in a wide lunge. Bring your heart to me. We come from back here all the way forward, really shiny and open in your chest. Left leg follows. Left foot lands outside the left pinky finger in a power squat, arms forward or overhead, or a yoga squat. Now you can even put a block or a pillow under your belly, under your buns, and really relax. When you're ready, turn toes in, wide-legged forward fold, land crown towards floor, and then rise high to sky, palms through heart center or wide arms. You choose what feels good. Let's try it again. You get a second time here. Sink into yogi squat or power squat. Pause there. I'm just gonna mute someone. Keep going, guys. Power squat. Breathing in. When you're ready to exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Find different arms this time as we roll to standing. Make them really big. I love to play with that. And then either toe heel in, step in, or jump in. Exhale, forward fold. All right, round two. Left leg lunges straight back. Sink into your high lunge. Inhale, arms rise. And then swivel down through left foot. We landed in warrior two. Chest and hips are forward. Find expansive openness across right inner thigh through the left inner thigh. Flip your palms. Do you feel open across your shoulders? You can actually feel them, or smooth out tension if you need to. Clasp hands behind low back, left thumb on top. Right heel rises. That's for the challenge. You don't need to do it. You know you're being very strong and determined no matter what. Breathing big, yogis. Finding some elevation in the breath, lifting, feeling your whole mood soar with that beautiful inspired in-breath. Sending the arms back out and let your right heel melt. Woo, we'll take a break there for a moment. Right arm falls, right knee is still open, left arm rises. Now, how light can you be on your right arm? How lifted can you be from right hip bone to armpit? Act as if you have a dear friend pulling your fingertips up above you. Let's take some breaths. And on one of these breaths, let your top arm just float down and all the way around. Inhale, rise. If these circles don't feel great, what are my options? A smaller arm, or really a hug for my left shoulder, and an elbow circle instead. Back to extended side angle. Up towards warrior two, pause for a second, recognize the burning. That little bonfire that started is change and strength happening in our right thighs. Right heel lifted for the challenge, right arm up, holding that ball of sunshine, right? Put it up in the sky where it belongs. Left arm down, really relaxed. Or up and squeezing that ball of sunshine so you can radiate warmth into your bodies. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw and your facial muscles. I know you have it in you for one more big, beautiful breath in. And on your exhalation, let's cartwheel the arms back down, turning back toes in. Frame out your front foot. Your choice. Do you want to take a break or vinyasa? Now, if you want a vinyasa, can you do any on tented fingers? Press back on tented fingers. Downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, roll forward. Chaturanga of your choice. Back bend of your choice. Peel your elbows together. Squeeze back body, press through tops of feet. Back right into down dog or pass through your child's or your tabletops. Here comes the fun part, yogis. Left leg rises, but we want to rise them high. So really poke your leg up. Lift up through your right heel. Take a bent knee and curl around the corner towards your left elbow, left pinky finger, and land your foot. If you didn't land where you wanted, grab your ankle and help it through. Now bring your chest forward. So we feel lots of length through the underside of left leg. Right foot does the same, steps outside of pinky, and you have options. High power squat, or a yoga squat. Move a little bit, feel really good. Hey, if you have something nearby, you could be like, I'm gonna do my favorite squat, which is the chill out squat. It feels so good. Take one more big breath in wherever you are. Exhale, forward fold. Turn your toes in before you rise for joint safety. And let's lift all the way up, adding in a baby back bend. Soften your knees, squeeze your buns, open your arms. Your heart is rising at the fullest height. Tip yourself back just a tad bit. Can you breathe? It's really tough back here, I know. Stay calm and slow down. Come back upright, hands pass through heart center, a little toe heel, step, step, or a jump in, chair pose. Sink down through your buns. All right, yoga chair. This is way more fun than a desk chair. Your toes do not have to be together. If you'd like it to be wide for a more stable base, sit right here. Arms are coming up and overhead. Sinking a little bit lower now that we have this extra weight overhead. Use it to guide you down. Stay strong in chair. Rise up through your right knee. See if you can hug onto it in your one-legged chair. I know this is tough. Let your right knee go. Arms rise if you had a hug. Rise up through your left knee. Shift your weight for some balancing postures. Hug if possible. If arms overhead are too much, keep them at your waist or heart center. Back down. Arms rise. Sit strong in your chair. Lift your right knee. This time stay low in left leg, but extend your right leg forward. Now it could be lifted just your heel, and you could extend just your toes forward. Anything works. Rebend, stay lifted in your chest, relaxed in your shoulders. Leg comes down, sit in your strong chair. Left knee rises. Anybody get a case of the wiggles yet? Left foot pushes forward. Breathe strong. Rebend and release. The last of the chair poses for now. Heels rise. And I'd like you to spread your toes, please. I invite you to use the balls of your feet and the outer edges. So our toes want to go like this and be our brakes, but that's stressful for our bodies. We're trying to stretch our feet here. So let's be unstressful. One more big breath in. Heels melt down. Palms come to heart center. Stay in your chair. Forward fold. Lift your hips. Well done, yogis. All right, one more round of fun balancing strength postures. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, release. Right leg lunges back. From your lunge, let's turn like we're coming into warrior two, but then stick your left fingers out. Shift your weight into your left foot and see if you can lift your back toes off the ground. Shift and lift. I got a little rhyming session here. Shift and lift. And once you feel like you can hold that balance, let's lift a little higher. Right foot pushes out at hip height. And then the right arm may begin to rise. Right side body from hips to shoulders is going to stack. And once we feel really good in our half moon posture, if you need to build the floor up, feel free to use any props under left hand. If you feel great, yogis, can you move your eyes off the floor? The floor is our safe zone. Make it a bit more spicy and fun. Eyes up towards the sky or forward, breathing in your half moon. I know you can do this. And if you're really crazy today, you're bending your left knee, finding some buoyancy and lifting your left fingers for floating half moon. Now you may do a funky half moon dance, get a little wiggles and a little wobbles, that's good too. Re-land in half moon, re-land right toes, and rise into 5-pointed star. Turn toes in, sweep arms up. That was fun. Forward fold wide-legged, turn toes in, heels out. Just taking a load off, guys. Drop your head to the floor. If it hits the floor, toe heel in a little bit. Make it a little bit tougher for your head to reach. Get really heavy upside down. If you're ready, walk fingertips back, spin them towards your heels, and walk them back towards the back edge of your mat. Soften your knees here. Be really easygoing. Float like there's a big breeze blowing you around. Feel free to give your head a big no shake when you're upside down. Like, no, thank you. I don't need any more tension in my neck today. Shake it yes to end on the positive. And when you're ready, bring your hands back forward. Now, if you got a little dizzy shaking your head, take a moment to readjust. But when you're ready, toe heel back out to wide. Turn your right toes out, left toes in. And we're sending the right fingers out like we're rising into warrior two. But where do we go from here? Shifting over to the right foot, trying to lift our left toes. And it might take a few tries. You might want to keep both hands on the ground. When you're ready, lift all the way up. Left foot flexes and pushes away. Right fingers on a block, on a pillow, on the wall or an armchair. Lift your left arm when you're ready. We're trying to find half moon pose. In half moon on this side, left side body, shoulders and hips would be stacked over the right side. Now get really light in your right fingers and see if you can float your half moon. Even if you're like a bobbing cork in water and you lower and lift, try a floating version. It feels really free. And then last but not least, I dare you to move your eyes. Move them towards me. Give me a smile, my friends. Move them to the sky. Take a moment to feel really proud. Eyes look down. Bend your right knee as much as possible. Tap your left foot, toes back. 5-pointed star, toes turn out. Arms rise. Hold here. Oh, this feels good, right? But we're going to get right back to work. Sink your buns. Shimmy your legs out a little wider if you need to get really low in goddess or sumo squat. Spread your toes and lift up for your heels. Uh-oh. Arms are hard up here, so you can do goalpost. Give yourself some TLC. Anywhere your hands are comfy is a great place to be, okay? The hardest is up here though, so join me. Shift your weight to the right. Make sure your right knee stays behind your right toes for safety. Shift your weight to the left. Oh, I almost fell over on that one. Shift right. Oh, it's a balance game. Shift left. Who's breathing? Who's finding somewhere to simultaneously release? How about your shoulders? One more each way, strong yogis. I know you've got this. Inhale. Exhale. Heels melt down when you get back to the center. Toes turn in. Arms rise high, but this time you're twisting to the right side. Left arm is slicing down towards the floor or a block, and right arm is rising. Now, if this twist is too big, right arm can come to right thigh or shin, and we twist just a little bit. Take a break and breathe, yogis. You deserve it, but pull the top of your head long away from your tailbone, always finding length in every posture. Now, rewinding this one is really hard, so feel free to make it as easy as possible for you. Top arm floats down. Bend through the right knee a little bit to sweep both arms back to the sky, back into 5-pointed star. Pause for a second. Are you okay? Turn to the left. Might need to turn your toes out. We never want to feel any pain in our knees, okay? I need to be able to swivel here. Right arm slices through the air. It comes to a block or the floor, and the left arm reaches up, and I can always do it higher. Just a little twist if this feels better. It's difficult to breathe when we start twisting, so slow way down. Last breath in here. On the exhalation, allow your fingers to fall, and this time turn to your left side. Earlier we did this pose, wide pyramid. I'd like you now to step your back foot in, so you have about 3 feet of distance from front toe to back heel. Another great time for props. In pyramid pose, press your big toes down. Really energetically scissor your inner thighs together. Are you able to swivel the left hip towards your right big toe? Squeeze your inner thighs. Stay here, lengthen your heart forward, and then fold over front leg, or walk fingers back and reach for your right calf. This is hard. It's a balancing pyramid. Are you ready, yogis? Grab your back calf if you can. Even with one hand is great. Bend your elbows and gently pull in. Now, by pulling belly in, use your core, and plugging your big toes in, you're gonna find more balance here. One more big breath in. Take a breather. Exhale, release. Fingertips come down. Shift your weight forward and just bounce out that back leg. It might feel really lengthened and kind of limp noodly, so give it a little bit of energy. Then let's find airplane pose. Fingers come even more forward to support us as our leg comes out, pushes back. Fingertips reach back towards the right foot. Woo, find your wobbles. We may encounter some turbulence in this airplane. Well, it's kind of nice since we're not really able to be on airplanes. We can at least get on one in our yoga journey. Ease back down to the earth when you're done with your airplane. Turn all toes to center, and then all toes to the right. Probably got a little out of whack, yogi, so we're just gonna kind of fix ourselves here. Remember, about 3 feet of distance, and we're not on a tightrope. Not as big as railroad tracks, somewhere in between, okay? Swivel your left hip forward, right hip back. Right now you're in pyramid pose. Plug your big toes in and use your belly. Lengthen your sides. Big breath in, and then just fall over your front leg. Or you have the option to walk fingertips back. Let's reach for the left calf. And we're gonna try to use lots of elbows and hands here so that our shoulders stay relaxed and our stretch stays really wonderfully in the front leg. Are you able to tuck your chin and lengthen the back of your neck? We want to be wrinkle-free back there. Are you able to drop tension out of your facial muscles? Unclench your jaw. Even though we're in a scary place, we're going to breathe freely. Let your pyramid pose go. Crawl your hands forward, and let's attempt just a little wiggle out. Get light in the back leg. Push and pull, pump your leg up and down, just kind of freeing it up from that tension. Airplane pose when you're ready. Last standing posture, yogis. Square your hips, push your foot away. Lift your heart space so you can float your hands back. Stay lifted in your belly, long and relaxed. Fingertips from shoulders, tail from top of head, left heel from hip. Last breath in. This time land, push back to downward facing dog, and we get to stretch our hips. Hallelujah. All right, come on back. Just give yourself a shake or a big shimmy. When you're ready, your right leg rises high. Push your heel away, bend your knee, and bring your heel towards your left armpit. Now you're welcome to stay here or tense your right fingertips and look out under your right armpit. Let's try lifting our right leg higher and then let it fall. Point your toes, flex your feet, do a whole bunch of things that could change how this posture feels. Turning all the way back into three-legged dog with a straight right leg. We draw that knee in towards our right elbow and then draw our ankle across to the left wrist to sit in pigeon pose. Watch my back toes. They're going to try to walk out and out some more. If you prefer, you can sit on your right cheek with both knees bent, and we can take pigeon pose here. What I encourage is checking in with your right knee to make sure it's out to the right side enough that you're able to roll towards your pelvis, off your right cheek, and create some air under your hips there. Then boost yourself up. And two options today, yogis. I'll give you the more relaxed one first. Reach forward, land on forearms, make a little pillow with your hands and rest your head, or stretch out luxuriously into sleeping pigeon. Option two, stay lifted with me. Left arm rises. We're going to land on our right cheek to bend our left leg and get an open quadricep stretch. So when I get a hold of my foot, however I can, I'm going to kick into my hand, kick in to help me open my chest so I feel really open in my front body and my back body. And we have a lot of breaths here, luckily. Rolling left hip forward, pressing right knee down. Breathing into any newfound spaces. If you're uplifted enough, you might be able to reach your right arm forward. Now remember that I'm just here as your guide, so if you're able to stay longer, don't leave just because I asked you to. If you have more time in your practice, we could definitely spend more time here, right? But just because I want you to get a couple of more stretches in, let go, sweep around. It's gonna be hard to get out of here. Two ways, the easy way, I like to show you that first. Roll around and just do a little break dancing move to get your legs to the left and then press to downward facing dog. Or the harder way is to roll forward, find a plank, and then press back to downward facing dog. Now give yourself all of the time here. Move your body, free your body, breathe into your body. Left leg rises, press out long, three-legged dog, bend your knee, and then find your right armpit if possible. Yawn your hip open as big as a hippopotamus. Feeling free to come to tented left fingertips and then peek out under your left armpit. Do funny things with your left foot. Lift your leg, lower your leg. Experience the pose differently than you did last time you were there. Square everything back up. Press back into three-legged dog. Look forward and draw your left knee towards your left elbow. Heel towards your right wrist and land in pigeon. Now, ultimately, we really want to make sure our joints are comfy. So you do whatever feels good with this front leg. Maybe shin parallel to top of mat if you're really feeling flexible. Option, sit on your left cheek, two 90-degree knees. Find pigeon here. Or tuck your right toes and begin to walk back. So pigeon is just the best, right? You get to find your favorite one today too. So we're gonna lift our chests, roll our right hip forward as we push our left knee down, and feel free to come on out and just marinate in this pose. Or adding on a bit more of the intense version, but a bigger stretch in a different way. Right arm rises. Come on over to your left cheek while you bend your right leg, and we're just gonna grab our foot some way, whatever's accessible to us, If you had a yoga strap or a t-shirt and you wanted to lasso it to grab a hold, that's great too. And then we're attempting to come off the left cheek to roll forward. Remembering that we find lightness, I am kicking into my hand, which is pulling my shin back, my chest up, and enabling me to get light on my left fingers. Lightness in my facial muscles. Maybe a little rock and roll, feeling some different things in the groin and pelvis. Breathing in words of inspiration like I am content, I am centered, I am safe, I am enough. Opening a bit bigger if it's accessible to us today. And when you're ready, yogis, if you must, draw yourselves up and out. Let your back leg go softly. How do you want to get out of here? We're going to try to come back to downward facing dog. Remember the fun way? Lean off, find your inner break dancer, roll around the corner, find your down dog, or the hard way. You want to get a little stronger, roll back forward, press your hands, plank position to downward facing dog. Anybody up for a vinyasa? If you would like it to clear some of that energy, roll forward, come on down, lift back up, find your way back to down dog, and we're going to finish on our backs today. So when you're ready, whatever knee is going to come down first comes down to roll the corner. We're doing a lot of rollasana today. And then find your way down towards the mats. Some great stretches to lessen any tension we may have in our hips and leave feeling really free and clear. Hug knees into chest, a gentle rock side to side. Hug knees, but then open them a bit. See how that changes the sensation in your back? If you find a particularly tight spot, stay there. Oh, feels nice. And then when you're ready, left knee crosses over right knee, holding onto knees, shins, or edges of feet. You can also flex your feet if you want to stay really safe and strong in joints. And then pull your knees to your chest, heels to your butt, and relax your back body down. Shoulders are spread wide. Ribs are open and released. Spine is wide. And tailbone is long, really spreading our back body like maple syrup all over a plate. If you can stay longer, I definitely encourage it. Otherwise, uncross your cow face legs, and let's find lying cow face with the right leg on top. And remember, we don't have to crisscross the knees. I could just do my shins. If I can cross over my knees, that's great. Pull knees apart, shins apart, ankles or edges of feet, and then really hug heels down towards butt. Really hug me in, but then spread your back in that blissful, relaxed place. My friends, if you have to leave class today to jump back on a call, it's 1:55 p.m. Try just one more breath in here, and then if you have to go, I can't wait to see you next Friday. Thank you for practicing with me. If you can stay for just a few more minutes, we'll finish up class with another pose. Undo your cow face, hug your knees back in, but this time take your knees wide, up towards your armpits. Hold on to your knees and try that rock out here. Rocking side to side. Feels a bit different now, right? Might want to focus on one little spot, hang out there for a second. And when you're ready, heels flex strong. We're going to push up through the ceiling, soften our knees, and then hug somewhere on the legs, whether it's the calves, the thighs, the side feet, or you can take your peace fingers and loop them around your big toes. Push your big toes into your fingers and then draw down using good strong hands and biceps. When I start this posture, I like to hug my chin and chest in too, so I'll give it a big squeeze up. Find real tight hug, and then relax chin and chest. Now, while you're here, turn your big toes together and your heels out. See how I did that? I turned my heels out and big toes together. Still feel the back of legs, but did you feel your back spread wide again? One more big breath in here, yogis. Let's gather some energy to make our way back to seated. We're gonna right the toes so they're facing their nose. Grab onto just your left leg and lower your right leg to hover above the floor. Now quickly switch, hold right leg, hover left, and if you're able to, we're gonna do this with an upright position, like you have a ripe fruit under your chin. So we don't wanna squish it too much. We're looking at the ceiling, long in the backs of our necks, and we're crunching up. If this is too tough, you're welcome to do it with bent knees. Toes can touch the ground or poke straight out. We're gonna go for 4 more rounds here. Now, if you're feeling energized, we're gonna try to pop ourselves right up to seated, but you're always welcome to roll to the side and take your time. Last one, hug your knees to your chest, cross your ankles, maybe, that's how I like to do it. And then, I don't ever really get it the first time. You're gonna roll toes to head, and then one of these times you might be like, oh, here I am, I'm seated. So that's our goal. Roll a couple more times if you need to. And when you get up to seated, take a moment. Cross the opposite way than what is habitual. Move any flesh out of your way that you need. Prop yourself up on something soft if it feels better. And just check in here. Seeing if there are parts of our bodies that originally felt tight, compressed, dark, full of fear, trauma, stress, tension. If we've opened them up and breathed in new light, combed tension out with our basket weaving breaths, I hope you feel really free and clear. Let's finish class together with 3 big breaths in. The first breath, we're gonna wish for our own happiness. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, I offer you this mantra. May I be strong and healthy, and may I have positive experiences and happiness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Our second breath in is for the happiness of those that we love or that we interact with today, including every one of you that's here. May you be peaceful, safe, and content, and may you have positive experiences and happiness. Breathe in and breathe out. Lastly, the most fun of all of them, smile. That's the best part. Breathe in and smile. Breathe out and smile. And when you're ready to go back, just notice that you feel lighter and more open-hearted, I hope. My friends, peace, love, and light. The light that is in me honors, is inspired by, and truly grateful to have spent the hour with the light that is in each and every one of you. Namaste, yogi friends. Have a beautiful weekend, and I hope to see you next week.